We often hear about projects. At work, in business environment, small and big companies are opening projects every day. But do we really know how to define projects? Are all these initiatives we tend to call projects really projects? On the opposite, I think in our private life we do a lot of things every day, a lot of activities, and we don't refer to them as projects. And I think we do a lot of things which are in fact projects. So I would like today to help you and show you how to use definition of the project in practice and how you can benefit from that knowledge and knowing how to recognize what is project, what is not. My name is Peter. I am professional project manager with 20 plus years of experience and PhD degree. Welcome to my new channel, Smart Projects, Smart Skills. In this channel you will learn not only project management skills, but also many smart skills. I tend to call them so, and these are skills which I learned during my professional journey, and I'm pretty sure they will help you in your personal development. Okay, coming back to the project definition. After looking up a few seconds in the web, we can find quite a comprehensive project definition. Let's take a look. Project is a temporary planned effort undertaken to create a unique product, service, or result within a defined start and end date, with specific objectives, deliverables, resources, and constraints. Unlike ongoing business operations, projects have clear goals and are not repeatable. Key characteristics of the projects are: it is temporary, it has a definitive beginning and end, it's unique. It's important that project is creating a unique product or service or result. It's a not repetitive operation. And then, of course, it's planned, meaning it involves series of structured tasks and activities. It has objectives, deliverables, and at the same time we have resources to provide the project, and we have some project constraints. Okay, I think this definition really works, so we can stick to this definition. And let's focus now on some simple project examples which will help us to explore that definition. So, let's assume you are planning a sightseeing trip to a new country you've never been before. Let's say it's a trip for 2 weeks. Such a trip, do you think such trip would be a project? Of course, this would be the project because this initiative is limited in time, it has distinct result, it's not a repetitive operation, not repetitive activity, and there is also a clear objective. Does it involve resources and constraints? Sure, it does. You probably have some given budget for that trip, and you are probably limited, for instance, within your, let's say, 2 weeks of holiday time from your work. Does it also involve series of structured tasks and activities? Sure, it does. Even if you are a minimalist, you also even then need to potentially buy yourself airplane ticket, organize some transport and place to sleep. Okay, so in this example, how we can benefit from that knowledge? How we can benefit from the knowledge that this is a project? In general, we can benefit by applying whole wisdom from the project management field. Let's take, for instance, risk management. Is journey to another country having risks involved? Of course, plenty of them. Applying project risk management techniques, you will know how to identify all these key risks. Like, for instance, in our example, it can be car accident, it can be getting ill, It can be getting your phone stolen. And then, after identification of these risks, you will know how to assign potential probability and impact score against each risk. And finally, you will know that, for instance, you should create a mitigation, think about and create and perform mitigation actions against each risk. Like, for example, in our case, you can buy yourself health insurance. You can choose safer way of transportation, not to get stolen. You can also apply project management planning techniques to plan this trip quicker and in a more effective way. Okay, now let's take a bit different, more business-focused example. Let's think about it. Company ABC wants to contract external vendor specialized in AI, and this ABC company wants this vendor to help them use AI in order to increase efficiency of sales process and reduce costs of services. Okay, applying our project definition. Is it going to be a project? I think yes, because we should assume that it will take limited amount of time to complete. For sure, it will take many resources, human resources, financial cost, and it will have some constraints as well. We are talking about defined objective and some deliverables of this project. So there is only small but around that, small nuance. So in this example, this would be definitely a project for ABC company. But how AI vendor will approach such case? Is it going to be a project also for them? Let's think about it. So, although it's something new and unique and time limited for the ABC company, AI vendor may approach it in a bit different way. Well, I think if they sold, let's say, more than 30 or 40 this kind of solutions in the last year to the companies which are similar to ABC, I think that there is a very high probability that for them, from their perspective, it may be and probably will be approached as business as usual, so repetitive operation. And I think it's very interesting and value adding to consider this situation from these two angles. So, to better reflect the same scenario, I think we can consider as example from the private life. So please imagine you are contracting a company who is going to fence your plot of land because you would like to build a house there. So for you, putting fence around your plot and building the house, definitely everything related to that would be the project, because it's a time limited, it's unique, it's taking you time and resources, you have constraints, and all the definition is met. But if you are contracting company who is doing these fences every day, it's like for them you are just another customer. So I think this example is even better. I think for them, for 99%, this case would be business as usual, not a project. So I just wanted to explain to you and present these examples to show that the definition of project may be also depends from who is applying this definition, okay? Considering all the examples I presented, I would like to mention one last important concept. I have seen many times in a business environment that a lot of companies are running teams. Their teams are running their business, let's call it business as usual, whatever the team is doing. as projects. They call them projects. They trying to plan them as a projects, but these initiatives or this business as usual is not meeting definition of the project. That's why by definition is business as usual, and hence you cannot apply all the techniques and all the good wisdom and knowledge around project management to this business as usual operations, because it simply won't work. Therefore, because for the business as usual and operations, there is another chapter of wisdom available for the whole humanity, and there is plenty of experience around that. So what I'm trying to get at is it's very important to define what are we talking about. So even if somebody's calling something operations, or somebody's calling something a project, it doesn't necessarily mean so. So it's important to know the definition. It's important to recognize what is really a project, what is really business as usual, repetitive operations, and apply all the experience, knowledge that we have around the world accordingly. Because if you are applying wrong techniques to the wrong item, you simply won't get any good results. So it may seem very basic conclusion, but I came across situation in my personal career very often when this kind of scenario plays out, that somebody is applying technique which is not for where it should be applied. Okay, I hope you liked today's video. I am Dr. Project and you watched Smart Projects, Smart Skills. Thank you for watching and please stay tuned for the next videos. Bye!